Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at to cut a long story short, we're going to be taking a look at Talents in the Blood Pan GT. The physical Pan who got her Extreme Z Awakening recently as a part of the worldwide celebration, the Global Dokkan campaign. Pan herself is very similar to the Strength Pan, almost remarkably so. They have minimal differences. They do have some functional differences, but generally their role is almost identical. They are both multi-turn supports whose goal is to float on the very powerful GT Heroes team. That's their entire being. This Pan is probably, I would say, just as good as the Strength Pan, who I think is very, very good. So Physical Pan is a AGL and physical type lead of Key +3, HP attack and defense of 90%. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes immense supreme damage to the enemy, and raises ally attack by 25% for 2 turns. Her basic effects are attack and defense of 150%, medium chance of evading the enemy's attack, all allies Key +2. When attacking, attack and defense of 150% up, and when HP is 50% more, attack and defense of 50% up, or allies attack and defense of 30%. When HP is 30% or more, attack and defense of 50% up, and all allies attack and defense of 60%. So her support is conditional, but the health requirements of being above 50% to activate both portions of the passive is not too bad. If it was something like 70-80%, I'd bring more attention to it. 50% is still conditional. I mean, you can fall below 50% for sure. But generally speaking, you should hover around or above that portion. And the 30% secondary barrier is kind of there. It's not really a big problem. When there's another GT Heroes or Youth category ally attacking the same turn, attack and defense of 100%, chance of evasion and damage reduction up 20%. When all allies attacking the same turn are GT Heroes or Youth category characters, attack and defense 100% up, chance of evading attack up 20% and damage reduction up 20%. So she is a 70% evasion character on a GT Heroes team or a Youth team. She is a 60% support. She provides 2 turn support on her super, and she has 40% damage reduction. All in all, I would say a pretty good unit. In terms of her build, in terms of her potential system, I kind of really feel like the additional / evasion build probably is for the best here. The reason is pretty plain and pretty simple. The more attacks she does, if she does 2 attacks, that's a 2 turn 25% boost times 2. So it becomes a 50% 2-turn attack boost, which I think is pretty cool. Can really boost your hard-hitting units like AGL Kajita and the AGL and Strength Super Easy A's for the SS4s, etc. So I think that's super important. Then obviously Evasion will help her out as well. She doesn't have crit, so if you want to do damage, you're going to need to give her crit. But she's the kind of character that's meant to be floated off rotation. So she's meant to not be in the main rotation. She's not there for damage. She does 18, 19, 20 million, which is decent, but it's nothing crazy. She's not there for damage. She's there for the 2-turn support, being a reliable 3rd slot. And if you give her evasion, you can use her in emergency situations as kind of like a 2nd slot tank / evasion unit. Because you have 70%, and then if you give her 10 or 15 out of the evasion system, then she'll be sitting with, probably around about, let's say, 70%, 80% evasion. Or she'll be sitting with close to 77% evasion, which I think is pretty good. So we'll take it with what we can get. I think that'll be pretty solid. All in all, she's really good. I like her a lot. All in the Family, Sand Lineage, Battlefield, Diva, GT, Innocence, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle. All of that is really, really good for her. Solid link set, she's not going to get a lot of it on GT anyway, like Battlefield, Diva, All in the Family. SS4 units don't tend to have that, but GT, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle, even Sand Lineage, she can get a little bit. So all in all, she'll activate 2 or 3 links a turn, but that's okay because her main gifting and abilities comes from her support. This Pan's on 1 additional category compared to Strength Pan and some of the others, her Shadow Dragon Saga, because she's specifically from that part of the show. So bond of friendship, bond of parent and child, Earthbird fights his GT heroes, Goku's family, Hybrid Sand, Kamehameha, Shadow, Dragon Saga, and Youth. I think overall, Pan is pretty good. I like her a lot, find her simple to use, find her easy to use, and I think for me, she's definitely a really, really, really top-notch character. So I'm very happy with her, very happy with how she functions, very happy with what she brings to the table. And I think overall she's a really good pickup of a character. So that's just my general kind of feedback on her. At 100%, I think she's really good. But even at 55%, I can see her being a very usable character. She may not necessarily be the absolute best. At 55%, you probably would take Strength Pan over her. But if you've got this character with a couple dupes and you've only got a 55% Strength Pan, you can definitely use Physical Pan. I use both. I personally use both because it's just so much support and 2-turn supports and it's just really good. And they boost the youth category, which obviously got a secondary DFE at the end of the celebration. So it's actually not too bad situation for her. She actually currently has 2 very runnable teams that she's on, which I think is pretty good. So I for one think it's very impressive. With that being said, it's going to be up to you. But my suggestion would be to run her on a GT Heroes. You can run her on a Youth, definitely, with the other Strength Pan. I think they make 2 great floating sports. If you have the Int Gohan, if you've got the Int Gohan, Goten, Trunks, I think, they make a pretty fun little pairing. I think they work pretty well together. That would be my honest suggestion. But yeah, that's really about it from me. So, as always, take care, stay safe, and let me know if you have any difficulties or anything. And but for now, that's pretty much it from me. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and let me know if you have any challenges or difficulties. Bye.